Oh my God, y'all gotta get in here and see this. Megan Thee Stallion's attorney, Alex Spiro, has released a statement regarding this entire situation. Now, if you guys are unaware, NBC...
Megan out here sticking her fingers in people, kitty cat without consents. Girl, Megan just cannot catch a break, y'all, and it looked like she might be the problem this time around. This comes after she was exposed for sticking her fingers into a best friend's kitty while she was drunk and left her severely injured for weeks. All this mess was revealed in a lawsuit against Meg by her ex-cameraman Amelo Garcia. And I ain't going to lie to you. Things aren't looking good for Megan right now. To make matters even worse, he just asked the court to let him add more allegations to his lawsuit. He's claiming there's even more dirt to throw her away, and he wants all of it out in the open. This mess actually started back in April of last year. That's when Alio first filed the lawsuit, saying he was stuck in a moving car with Megan while she was getting cozy with her best friend, Jayla. He also accused her of creating a toxic and unbearable work environment. On top of that, Alio claims the sexual assault happened around the same time. In June of 2022, while Megan was on tour in Spain, things took a strange turn. After a wild night of partying at a club, Megan and her 3 girlfriends climbed into an SUV to rest. That's when things allegedly got out of hand. Megan and her best friend Jayla started getting intimate. According to the lawsuit, Alio couldn't escape because the car was moving, and they were stuck in the middle of nowhere in a foreign country. He says he felt embarrassed, shocked, and uncomfortable the whole time. The next night, Alio confirmed he was indeed in the SUV. According to the lawsuit, Megan told him never to speak about what had happened. On top of forcing him to deal with her and Jayla, she allegedly body-shamed him while he worked for her. But it didn't stop there. Megan is accused of refusing to pay him for his services as a cameraman.
I ain't never been this sad in my life, because I ain't never been in jail. I ain't never
Megan
had no
didn't even
criminal
pay him for
history,
his
criminal
job,
record.
and when she made him work beyond his hours, he still didn't see any extra pay. Alio says he was forced to work over 8 hours a day without any breaks for rest or meals. Then, in June 2023, he was fired, and he believes it was because he spoke out about the way he was treated. Now, Alio is struggling with anxiety, depression, and physical pain, all because of the toxic work environment and the emotional toll of working unpaid. If you thought these claims were already wild, just wait. There's more to the story that'll leave you shocked. You all won't believe the rest of this because Alio just updated his lawsuit, and he's added even more shocking details. He's really got Megan looking bad here. Remember what I told you? He said Megan and her friend got intimate in front of him without his consent? Well, in this updated version, Alio went into more detail. He claims Megan actually stuck her finger into Jayla's private area while wearing super long acrylic nails. And those nails ended up causing even more trouble. Things got messy and it's not pretty. So Alio says Megan's long acrylic nails caused serious cuts inside Jayla, but Jayla didn't realize how bad it was because she was drunk the whole time. According to the lawsuit, Megan and Jayla were initially just dancing and partying. But then things took a weird turn. Megan, who was apparently drunk, started touching her best friend's face, breasts, and butt. Before long, Megan was kissing Jayla. This made Adelio feel really uncomfortable, especially since he was stuck in an SUV in a foreign country and couldn't escape or do anything about it. Alio describes that night as one of the most distressing moments, especially because he couldn't get away from his boss, who was acting inappropriately. It was even worse than the harassment he faced at the New York strip club, and he was clearly overwhelmed by the situation. According to Alio, things took a turn for the worse when Megan didn't stop pushing boundaries. At one point, she stood up, moved over to Jayla, who was sitting across from her, and allegedly removed Jayla's undergarments, exposing her private areas. Megan then, according to Alio, inserted her fingers into Jayla, crossing a serious line. Alio says that Megan used her index and middle fingers to stimulate Jayla, and he mentioned that Megan had long acrylic nails at the time. The next morning, Jayla allegedly complained of pain, blaming it on Megan's long nails during the incident. But it doesn't stop there. Alio also accused Megan of body-shaming him. He said that whenever Megan was trying to lose weight on a diet, she would forbid her entire team from eating around her. And this created so much pressure and paranoia that the team members started going to extreme lengths, like sneaking food just to avoid being judged. Alio says that whenever Megan was on one of her many diets, she wouldn't let anyone eat around her. The lawsuit says that because of this, Alio and the team, who were sometimes working over 16 hours a day, had to secretly eat their meals just to avoid trouble. Even when catering was provided, Megan would tell everyone they couldn't eat in front of her. If she saw anyone eating, she would lose her temper and start mocking them for bringing food around. This made the work environment really uncomfortable, where something as simple as eating became a stressful issue. Alio also says that Megan opened up to him about her struggles with eating disorders and how she often felt ashamed and humiliated by Megan's constant ridicule. He claims that sometimes, when Megan ate, she would immediately rush to the bathroom to make herself throw up, trying to avoid gaining weight. Alio believes that Megan held herself and others to an unrealistic beauty standard and targeted people like him who didn't meet those expectations. While all of this is still just allegations, the fact that Alio felt confident enough to update his lawsuit with these claims shows how serious he is about them. Alio is determined to take this fight to court, and although Megan hasn't addressed any of the allegations yet, he's not backing down. He's aiming to get compensation for the damages, including the alleged assault and what he believes was his unfair firing. Naturally, people have a lot to say about it. One person mentioned how, time and time again, Megan's actions have shown her to be anything but a sweetheart, even though social media often portrays her that way. The reality of the situation seems a lot more complex than the public image. One person found it pretty wild that Megan would do something like that right next to Alio, saying that if the roles were reversed and it was a man with a woman beside him, everyone would be calling him out. Another person pointed out that Alio worked with Megan for over a year in what he says was a toxic environment, but he didn't speak up until now. But Alio says, "This is